Well, you heard what the candidates had to say last night during the presidential debate, but did you hear what they didn't say? Did you see what they didn't say? There's a lot to be learned from their body language. Dave Navarro is a former FBI counterintelligence agent, the author of What Everybody Is Saying, and he's been with us through the election season. Joe, welcome.
Welcome.
So I look at you, I shake your hand, I get a little closer. What did we see last night?
Well, it's actually what we didn't see. We didn't see the closeness that we used to see. When you see, if we can roll the tape, when we see the candidates actually meeting and shaking hands, you notice Barack leaves one leg behind.
Let's go back and take a look at that again.
Absolutely.
So we'll roll it on back.
We'll roll it back. They greet each other ever so briefly. They don't want to be photographed together for too long. That leg stays behind. It's an indicator, subconscious indicator of we're not as close as we used to be. This is a distancing behavior. And you just sense that there was something different, because usually these men hug each other or give each other an abrazo. You'll see in the next tape, another thing that was missing in this debate was they wouldn't look at each other. Now,
stunning, the eye contact for at least the first 40 minutes, they were looking almost in opposite directions, despite the fact that their podiums were facing one another.
Exactly, good observation. And over, you saw Barack at least trying to reach out, but McCain his face was, forced almost straight ahead, forcing himself not to look at the other candidate. And then he would hold this smile for a very long time. And unfortunately, right there, it became a caricature. Because we're seeing, well, what's he smiling about? Because usually that kind of tension smile goes away. So it wasn't the best performance for Senator McCain.
Can you overcome your subconscious? Can they stand there and say, I'm watching what I'm doing, I'm watching what I'm doing, I'm portraying power and a presidential aura, or does the subconscious take over?
You can try for a little bit, but eventually it leaks out. It leaks out with things like, their lack of touch, their lack of looking at each other, the lack of comfort, the tension in the face that we saw. This is unusual. I think there's been a significant change. In previous events, you've seen them closer together, you've seen them more relaxed, and this one you could really feel the tension.
Let's take a look at another piece of video, shall we? All right, what are we looking for here?
Well, throughout the debate, we were looking for a sort of, let's talk to each other. And the moderator, in fact, asked them to please talk to each other. And there was a reluctance to. And what happens psychologically is we avoid the direct contact by talking perhaps in the third person or talking indirectly to somebody. And that helps us to distance ourselves.
Now, a question for you. Is it ever seen as, all right, well, the first person to look is the weaker one. The first person to engage is the stronger one. Why wasn't there more eye to eye? Is it the fact that there's true rancor developing between these two candidates now?
Well, I think you're right. I think there's true rancor, and as you just well pointed, the weak tend to not look. It's the powerful that have the ability to look wherever they want. And unfortunately, McCain looked a little weak by not facing his adversary squarely. And I think that detracted from the message.
We have a few seconds left.
Yep.
Let's look at the ending of the debate right here. Everyone comes out.
They come out, and you'll notice that they meet ever so briefly, and then they pull away. And one of the reasons for that is they want Senator McCain's camp wants to avoid any photographs of them together because of the stature difference and the age difference.
Very interesting. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more. We'll have a lot more to talk about over the next several weeks as more debates unfold. At least no one hit with jazz hands, right?
Exactly.
All right.